この偽ボンボンボンボン
Hey, what up people, this is View with Ice and I really hope I buy myself a new laptop in 2026 because editing on my phone is getting real old. But we are back with the most epic female anime character moments in the history of anime. This is all about the dopest moments you will ever find involving female characters from a large variety of anime. Like and subscribe and let's ride.
安心前のバカこの人めちゃくちゃ強い相手は長物間合いを冷たいのにかわす受けるで精一杯頭身がむき出しなら
Since I ended my last video with the ultimate version of Maki, I thought I might open a part 2 with the first version of Maki in the first time we truly saw her in action. For some reason, this fight reminds me of the hundreds of kung fu movies I watched growing up. It just looks so smooth and expertly executed, and I don't look at Miwa as a weak character, but she just absolutely stood no chance in this fight. Maki's skill level was just too high. This was purely a friendly duel. If it weren't the case, Kasumi would have been put in a body bag, no questions asked. No wonder when she transitioned, she was able to single-handedly destroy her entire clan. Maki already had the elite skill level, she just didn't have the juice at the beginning of the show.
背景器用な人あれいい刀持ってんじゃん立ち取り返して
ギガンテフルール
Next up we have Nico Robin taking on Black Maria. One Piece is my favorite anime, but it has its issues, one being that we rarely see other Straw Hats that is not Sanji, Zoro or Luffy get some significant power up, so when Nico Robin showed her true power, I almost lost my damn mind. It is not the most incredible fight as far as One Piece fights go, but it is one of the best displays of power by any female character in the show. My only wish now is that Robin develops his technique even more since we are in the deep waters of the One Piece story and insanely tough enemies are about to be on the horizon. Robin's new upgrade is a combination of Fishman Karate and her Devil Fruit ability, and since the Straw Hats have a Fishman in the crew, I was hoping that Jinbei could be Robin's next teacher for her to go deeper into her bag and reach a new level of power. Black Lagoon is a show that I respect on the highest level, so of course I had to include this legendary fight between Revi and Roberta, or as I like to say, Roberta. Unlike most of the other matchups in this video, there are no superpowers or magic included here, just pure gunplay and straight up hands. When we talk about badass female anime characters, Revi is surely someone who easily places in the top 5. If you don't believe me, this fight is surely enough to convince you of that. At the end of the day, after many vicious blows by both characters, the fight would end in a draw. So by that logic, I should actually give respect to Roberta, but since Revi is the main character, she automatically gets more points, but Roberta was one tough maid.
おーい朝だよレビー起きろ
The student versus the master is the type of battle we always look forward to. Doesn't matter if it's an anime, a TV show, a book or a movie. Student versus master fights are always cool, and if there was such a fight that was gonna be a disappointment, it wouldn't be Yoruichi versus Shoifone. Soifun actually thought that she was above Yoruichi. She was very confident in her abilities, and hey, I don't blame her. She is a captain, she should be confident in her powers. But unfortunately, Yoruichi had to respectfully tell Soifun to not play in her face. He's actually an asshole to let Soifun believe that she was above her in the early stages of the fight. Well, that was until she had enough and had to show her true powers.
Yoruichi! 私の尊敬と信頼を裏切った貴様を絶対に私は水創生魔法バルキリードレス
Over the last few years, Noelle has honestly turned into one of my favorite female anime characters. Since Black Clover has somewhat similar DNA to Naruto, I thought I was gonna dislike Noelle like I did Sakura, but she turned out to be amazing. And when she finally ascended to this new level of power in her family's presence, it was one of the most satisfying moments out of the 170 episodes that Black Clover has. They had no choice but to put some respect on Noelle's name as she reached into her bag and gained a power similar to her mother's and used this to defeat a very powerful mage who even gave her brother, who was a captain, trouble. Noelle Silver has her quirks, but she is one of the coolest shonen female leads.
壊れなさい！ぐるっと世界！
For some ridiculous reason in my life, I've yet to finish Moribito. Surely I am an idiot, but one thing that is burned into my brain is Balza's first display of power. Balza is one of the coolest female main characters I've ever come across, and now that I'm kind of rewatching this, I might just finish Moribito. The way they portray her using a weapon against these assassins just feels so authentic. I am no weapons expert, but it just feels more than just slashing and stabbing the way a typical generic anime might portray a battle of this scale. I'm gonna promise myself now, if 2026 doesn't kill me, I have to finish Moribito because from the little that I watched, it just came across as an awesome anime. Next up, we have Kaido vs Yamato. A lot of the times when people talk about this fight, they kind of downplay Yamato. I've done this a few times, but going back, I don't feel like disrespecting Yamato. Do I think she could have defeated her father? Of course not, but I don't think Kaido was holding back as much as people think he was. I mean, he was in his hybrid form, which is normally a Zoan user's most powerful close quarters technique. If Kaido was holding back, he would have been in his normal form. Yamato is just that powerful. This entire fight was basically just to buy time for Luffy to come back to the fight, and when he came back, Yamato and Luffy did a sick combination attack on Kaido that sent him flying. I know this video is to hype up characters like Yamato, but I do feel like Kaido deserves respect for fighting so many characters in a single arc. I don't like the idea that people think Luffy just defeated Kaido like that. They basically had to go through hell to defeat this man. For the closer today, we have the fight between hero Star and Stripe and villain Shigaraki. Star was essentially the only female in the story that I know of to give the awakened Shigaraki this much of a fight. Shigaraki was basically a cheat code. You couldn't even come close to this guy at this point, but Star and Stripe solely had an answer for him on multiple occasions. As things go, Shigaraki won the fight at the end of the day. This man really survived a nuclear bomb level attack by Star. Overpowered doesn't even justify that. However, before Shigaraki took Star off the maps, he used a quirk to destroy all of the other quirks within him and left him in a severely weakened state. I like to think if Shigaraki wasn't such a cheat code of a character and Star was the MC, she would have easily defeated him, but she went out like a champion. But hey, that is it for part 2 of the most epic female anime character moments in anime history. Part 3 is in the making, so like and subscribe and let's ride.